Hi guys, welcome to Ghost Gaming 83. I'm your host, Ghost. Today, we will be talking about generals and the highlighted general of the day. Today's highlight general is Yi Sun Sin. The reason why I picked this general, he is a wall general. If you're planning to have a general on your wall for defensive play, he's one of the best general for defensive wall general. Let's take a look at his stats. His leadership is at 110. That's pretty good. His attack is 115, defense 112, and politics 105. Now leadership gives you HP. Always remember that. I get it mixed up with leadership and politics sometime. Politics is for subsidy use, but leadership is more of HP for your troops. Attack, of course, 115 being good. There are other generals, attacking generals that have a base attack of 118 or more. Defense 112, that's pretty good. Now Yi Sun Sin is a Korean naval commander. He's famed for his victories against the Japanese Navy during the Imjin War in the Joseon Dynasty. Now let's take a look at his special skill. His special skill is Commander. He will increase the in-city troops attack by 10%. And in-city ground troops and mount troops attack by another 15% when general is the main city defense general. When you guys have a general and on his stats it says in-city troops attack, that means every troops within your city will attack. Not just specific troops, but every troop. So let's take a look at his specialty. Mounted troop assault. So this gives your mount troops attack and HP a 10% boost. I'm really sorry guys, but today I woke up with a very I have this little morning allergic reaction, and it gives me a stuffy nose and everything like that. So if I sound funny to you, don't mind that, okay? Let's take a look at his second specialty. Is Fortification. Applied to main city defense general. In-city attack 6%. So with already being 10% of in-city troop attack that you have, this gives you another 6% if you max everything out. The next one will be War God. Also, all troops attack 6%. All troops attack. That's within your in-city. Okay? It doesn't state in-city, but of course, all your troops that are in your keep, they will have a 6% attack, which added to another 6%, 12%, which added to another 10%, that's 26%. Now, if you max all his specialty, you will unlock Battle of Myeongyan. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. But the last buff that it gives you is ground troop and mount troop attack by 20%, and it debuffs the enemy ground troop and mount troop attack by 10%. The pros for this general is that it buffs all your troops within your castle to a certain percent of attack. Now there are wall generals that only buff up just one or two specific unit, but this general, all your units will have that buff attack. Okay, so mostly his specialty is half and half. One is for mount, one is for all troops, and one's for ground. So it splits in half for each. Now, being a war general, you want to have a certain unit as meat shield. So I would suggest you have layering of ground troop, and you would refine his gear for ground troop HP, for HP and defense, and attack for range and siege. Now siege machine, when they attack a unit, it doesn't matter what unit you are. You could be ground troop, you could be range, mount, whatever. Siege unit will kill everything. Okay, so the more siege unit you have in your castle, with this guy's buff, your defense against another player will highly be a win. Okay, so let's go to his skill books, or how you want to skill his talents. With what I have in my general, I set my general at a skill book where he can be most useful as a war general. I set him for mount troop attack, range troop attack, and of course ground troop HP. Now, sooner or later, I will have to take out the mount troop attack and put in siege attack, because I don't want my mounts to, have an equal balance to whatever the enemy is attacking. But I want my siege, because it's a range attack, I want my siege to attack first. Then after that, when a certain percent of the enemy unit get killed, then my mount and ground troop comes in and decimate them. As you can see, I did not have enough ruins to level up the mount troop assault, fortification, war god to get my 4th specialty. It costs a lot and it consumes a lot of ruins, but if you don't have it, it's okay. You can build it up over time. Now let's take a look at the gear. So far, I was able to craft 2 arc gear, and for my leg armor, I choose range, which the basic attribute of the range arc leg armor is ground troop percent, ground troop HP is added 22%, siege enemy attack, which means you attack an enemy, added 22%, and it debuffs enemy range troop defense at 35 and enemy siege attack at 35. Now when I refine HP, I want to make my ground troop as tough as possible, because my ground troop is the backbone, it's a barrier, okay, where it will stop an enemy, so my range and my siege will attack them. So I would consider refining ground troop HP for all 4 slots. If in the case when I am refining to the stats that I want, and I get about 10% or lower, 15% or lower, I will keep on refining until I get a higher percentage. Now with arc gear is different than the other gear, the Dragon Skull gear, or things like that. With the arc gear, it will cost you 1 million gold per refine. Yes, it is very expensive. Okay, and also refining stones. Once you lock down a specific stats that you have in mind, the gold that will cost you to refine also increase. For example, the first one, you only need 1 million gold to refine. Once you lock that in, the second one will cost you 2,000 gems or 4,000 gems. Okay. The third one will cost you 6,000 gems or more. And of course, the fourth one's even more. So imagine not having the stats, your dream stats that you want, and you're gonna have to keep on refining it to get it. Sometime, let's say if I refine all three of them and the last slot I wanted higher stats, so it cost me 7,000 gems plus 1 million gold to keep on refining it to get a better stat. It will cost me, and it did cost me, around 100 or over 100 gems, 100,000 gems, and over 30 million gold just to get that one stats. So it can get pretty expensive. Okay, let's go to, now I didn't want to put range arc ring. I choose mounted arc ring. The reason why is because it has siege attack to it. So with the mounted arc ring, the basic attribute, it will increase your mount troop defense by 30%, your siege attack 30%, and it will debuff any enemy range troop and siege troop. Range troop being at -40%, and actually it increased your siege machine attack range 10% more. So that's a good thing. And of course, when I refine my attribute, I refine it as siege attack and range attack. So in the beginning, when I didn't have enough material to build my arc gear, or I didn't get my forge up to 33 yet, I had to, upgrade it to mounted Ares helmet instead. But sooner or later, of course, I will replace it with an arc helmet. So within this basic attribute, it increased my ground attack and HP 22%. It will also increase siege machine defense by 22 and its city ground troop defense by 20%. That's a lot of increase for your ground and also for your siege machine. Now when I refine this, mostly, of course, this is all I can get when I was running out of gold. So refining it to ground HP and some of mount HP, but mostly I would suggest ground HP for better, shooting. And of course, the other ones, I didn't get to refine it because the other three armor, which is the weapon, the chest, and the legging, I am about to create an arc legging gear, so I didn't want to bother even refining or do anything to the boot afterward when I get the arc boot. Okay, so how do you obtain Yisun Sing? Well, I was checking around other general you could obtain with the key of conscription. If you go to your tavern activity and you see all those chests, 5 chests on top, if you finish all 5 of them, it will give you key of conscription. Now every 3 or 4 days it randoms, but sometime when you have that key, you can open the general chest, and it will give you a free general. Okay, within 3 days I've got 3 free generals. I got, let's see, I received Barbarossa. Okay, I received him last night. And 2 days ago, I received Joseph E. Johnson twice. Okay, each in 1 day. So I had to sell one of them because it's cramming up my general slots. And there are other generals that I want to have, not just fill out all 44. Okay, guys. So far, when I checked out all the puzzles that you receive from the chest every day, you don't see General Yi Sun Yin in it, or General Yi Sun Sin. Okay, I don't see any puzzle of him at all. So this tells me that the only way you can get this general is through buying packs. And sometimes when you buy all 5 packs, you're not guaranteed to get him. Okay, you will get an epic general, but you're not gonna get Yi Sun Sing. It's just a random drop. Okay, so after the 5 packs, every other packs will be $100, and every other pack will have a general in it. Hopefully, that specific general you will obtain within one of the many $100 that you spent. But for Yi Sun Sin, he's one of the toughest general to obtain in this game. At the moment, of course. Not very much, not a lot of people have him. Some people, when they spent their coining, of course, you know, if they get lucky, they got him. Before I spent, I'm embarrassed to say this, but when he first comes out, announced in, I think in May, around there, I spent $1,400 just to get that general. And on my last $1,400, my last $100, that's when I got that general. And I built him ever since. Okay? So just hang on there. You know, sooner or later you will get him. There are other generals that surpass him. But if you checked out my general, the top 5 general for wall defense, he is the second best general in this game for wall defense. But he can be overruled with a free tavern general, and I will show you which one that is. This general, Zheng Hung Dao, he can surpass Yi Sun Sin. Okay. Now he specialized in ground HP by 20 and siege machine attack by 30. That's a lot. You can skill him for siege machine 25% attack, ground troop HP 25%, so it gives him 45% of ground troop HP and 55% for siege attack. Now you don't see range, you don't see in city or nothing, so you want to skill range attack skill book in there too. Okay, you need those range to take out those enemies coming at you. Okay, alright guys, that's it for today's highlight. Today's highlight goes to General Yi Sun Sin. Okay, he's one of the best wall general ever out there. If you cannot get E. Johnson's, you can get Yi Sun Sin. If you cannot get Yi Sun Sin, you can get one of the other following: Lee Tung Kit or Jung Hung Dao. But I would suggest the three: Jung Hung Dao, Yi Sun Sin, and E Johnson. Those are the top 3 generals. Okay? Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to Ghost Gaming 83. Remember to subscribe, like, and turn on that notification bell, so the next video I have or upload, you'll be the first one to get notified. Happy gaming, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. Later.